warrior poet. We reflect the Creator by embracing and expressing creativity, the color of our lives becoming a revolt against the mundane and the ordinary. We communicate the gospel with the life and vibrancy in which it was intended. Have you ever sat completely captivated by a film, a song, or a brilliant meal, realizing it didn't just touch your mind, but it spoke straight into your soul? You see, creativity has power. God is the original creator who spoke vibrant color and wonder straight into the nothingness, and he made you in his exact same image. Being a warrior poet isn't about being a master painter or an amazing musician. It's a call to be creative people in every area of our lives. It's the choice to bring imagination and passion and beauty into our homes, into our communities, and into our day-to-day lives. We refuse to live grey, uninspired lives. We commit to sharing the life-saving story of Jesus with the energy and creativity it deserves, bringing color to everything we do.
Guys, so great to be here with you today and get to share this message with you. And I've been loving this DNA series. It's been fantastic just to talk about who we are as a church, who God has called us to be, and to live that out and to talk about, you know, the biblical values behind it, but also practically, what does that look like? How can we do that? And today I get the joy and privilege of sharing about warrior poets, which is you know, don't want to be biased. They're all great DNA. But this is one of my favorite DNA because I just love creativity, love, you know, that we are a creative people and we can express what God's put in our hearts. So excited to share this with you guys today. It's going to be a fun morning. And just to introduce myself for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Jordan, and how to think about that then? My name is Jordan. That's my name, Jordan. And I am the creative pastor here in Freedom Church, Hereford, and I get to oversee worship. Wasn't worship amazing today? Guys, so proud of you. It's such an amazing group of guys that we have in our church who come and serve and volunteer and bring us into the presence of God in such a powerful way. And I also get to oversee creativity in general, and also just in my other work. So I do that part-time, and then I also work as a freelance travel videographer, photographer, where I actually get to travel in lots of different parts of the world, getting to capture stories basically and tell stories of life change. You know, even George talked about, you know, some a story of life changes there as well. And I have the privilege of going to some very random, interesting places, whether it's getting leeches on you in Nepal or, you know, hanging off the side of a cliff on a bus and hoping you're going to make it and all this kind of stuff, to try and go deep in the village and find this story of how Scripture has changed this person's life, or how they've, you know, out in the mountains in Morocco and they've had a vision of Jesus and it's changed their life, and it's, you know, they've gone from Islam to Christianity because they then got healed physically after seeing Jesus himself. So just incredible stories that we get to go and do. But what's amazing is that all these different organizations, so I work for non-profit organizations, a lot of them Christian organizations, and they do these fundraising events so they can fund and they can raise money to do this work of God. And they never just get up and say, hello everyone, this is what we're doing. What they do is they hire people like me or other people who go and tell the story, who go and capture the story, creatives who can bring it to life for people in that room who will never go out to South Sudan and never go out to the refugee camps in Uganda, but have a heart to want to give and be able to show and not just talk about it, but actually show and connect that story to the hearts of people, because people know that there is something powerful about creativity. There's something powerful about stories. There's something powerful about bringing that to life and not just talking, but actually bringing it to life in a way. You know, even Jesus himself, right, the greatest storyteller of time, he didn't just say, guys, this is what you need to do. This is how it looks. He was like, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, or this person, or this farmer, or this son, he was telling stories all the time, and it helped bring revelation to people. So, creativity is precious, and we're going to talk about it today. So, warrior poets, let's get the description up. We reflect the Creator by embracing and expressing creativity, the color of our lives becoming a revolt against the mundane and ordinary, we communicate the gospel with the life and vibrancy in which it was intended. So let me just pause here a sec. We reflect the Creator by embracing and expressing creativity. I just want to put a challenge out here right now. We are a creative church, okay? We're a creative church. It's on the hearts of our pastors, Pastor G and H. We love creativity. We're a creative church. Are you someone in this church? Are you someone who embraces creativity in our church in this context? Are you someone who, when we do a new song in worship, you're like, oh yeah, come on, let's go, a new song, or you're like, oh, I don't know this one, or I don't quite like it. You know, you someone who embraces creativity. When we ask you to be part of a creative, are you like, yep, let me put this other thing on hold, or when do you need me, let me come in? Or are you like, oh, I'm a bit busy, maybe if it was something a bit more important. You know, do you embrace creativity in our church, right? Do you embrace it? And I just want to challenge us as well. I've got the artwork right here, Upstream. So we've done a new album recently as Freedom Church. They recorded this in Raleigh. You know, George and some of our other guys here in our Freedom locations actually flew out to Raleigh, took time off, went and flew out to the States, if you don't know where Raleigh is, over to the States, our church there, and they wrote, they recorded, they put on this album, and some of you guys haven't even heard it. Do you embrace creativity? You embracing, as we're putting creativity out, are you someone who's like, oh yeah, come on, bring it on, bring it more, you know? Because this cost us. We put this on, you know, Freedom Church Raleigh, they poured into this and they financed this and made it happen so that we could listen to this in our car, so that we got some fresh songs in our house to sing on Sunday, so that we can put this on and dance with our family in the kitchen. I mean, that's what we do. And this is such a great thing. So search for it online. Maybe you didn't know about it, and I just want to flag it right here. Even that first song we sang this morning is from this album, and it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's out there. So search Freedom Church. We actually have loads of albums. And what's crazy, guys, for the church the size that we are, it's not normal that we have released this many albums. It's actually not normal at all. A lot of it comes from, bigger churches and all this stuff. But there is a heart of creativity in our leaders and our pastors. They're like, you know what? We've got a song to sing as well. You know what? We've got songs to write. We've got things to bring. So I want to say, let us not just, oh yeah, another thing's come out. Let's be a church that maybe you're not the one writing the song, but let's be people who embrace it when it comes. So, Upstream, check it out on Spotify today. That was your little Spotify ad if you haven't got the paid version. So, another thing that I love in our church that we brought out, another creative thing, is the Firestarters book. So this is another thing, another creative thing that we have put together. We produced, Pastor G wrote this and put it together. And this is such an amazing thing of storytelling and telling the story of our church. And guys, it's so inspiring. It's so amazing. Again, if you haven't heard about this, maybe the first time you're hearing about it, you're like, what? Pastor G did a book? Yes, he did. Check it out. Go read it. Let it speak to you, because it can speak to you in ways that, in different ways from on a Sunday. So, and I would also say, even we have a podcast that we used to do as well. You can check out those episodes, things like that. So are you people who embrace, come on, let's embrace creativity in our church. Let us be people that when us as creators, when different creators in our church bring things and write new songs, that we feel encouraged to do it again, rather than, oh, no one seemed to be bothered about that. I don't know if I'll put the time in, because there's something about really welcoming it and seeing it. But I just want to brag a little bit here on my friend George Downs, who just led us in worship. Come on, George. Come on. What a legend. And he's going to hate me for this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is an album that is also on Spotify and Apple Music and all the things. So please check it out. It's called To the Human, and it's Sign of Angelo is George's artist name. So if you didn't know, George is actually just out here producing albums, and they're out there as well. George's heart, though, for it is this isn't a worship album. It's an album of hope. It's an album of life and joy and hope, and it's going to minister to people without them even knowing. And we're going to talk a bit more about that later. But this is such a great album as well, and I want us just to celebrate the creatives in our church. Let's celebrate creativity. Let's not go, oh yeah, just kind of push to the side, but let's celebrate those things. But, G and H, our amazing pastors, We know that they love creativity because we've heard the story where their eyes fell upon each other across the stage. For those of you who didn't know it, in the Valley of the Dry Bones, these guys were acting, and they were supposed to be acting, but they were really like, who's that? Who's that dry bone skeleton over there? And love was happening on the stage. Who knew? And many moons later, here I am on stage preaching to you. I'm their son, if you didn't know. You're just like, what's that got to do with anything? So grateful you guys fell in love in that creative. Thank you very much. But these guys love creativity. It's in their hearts. But also, there's a song that George did called Cosmic Tanzanite. And this is actually where me and Liz also caught eyes. Because during COVID, George released this amazing album. Please go check it out. And there's this one song, Cosmic Tanzanite. And we were in Rwanda at the time. And as I do video and stuff, I said to George, I'd love to do a music video for one of your songs. So he gave me this song, Cosmic Tanzanite, and said, let's put this together. So we had some of the guys in Rwanda in our church there in Freedom Kigali who choreographed this piece, and we put this song together during COVID and put this video together. And I thought, do you guys want to watch it? Let's have a bit of fun this morning. So just to give a bit of context, Cosmic Tanzanite. Tanzanite is a rare stone that can only be found on Mount Kilimanjaro, deep in the mountains of Mount Kilimanjaro. And so it's super precious, super rare. It can't be found anywhere else. And this song, the whole meaning is, you are so precious, you're like Tanzanite, you're cosmic Tanzanite. So let's give this video a watch that we made in Rwanda, see our Freedom Kigali friends.
Once upon a bridge of burdens, he went to force the final curtain. He'd searched but hadn't found his worth in the world yet. The water deep below was cold as the thoughts he had towards himself, and as he contemplated death there, a voice said, you don't feel much inside, but the truth is gonna make you fly. So don't take your life, don't you know you're cosmic Tanzanite? I won't let you see this through, 'cause there's nothing that's as rare as you. My heart is breaking, it's a fight, but you're worth the sacrifice. It's not right, don't quit, now let's dance upon this bridge. Something held him there for hours. It felt like love as well as power. And still the voice got even louder and louder. This river is your knife, but we can cross on to the other side. So don't take your life, don't you know you're cosmic Tanzanite? I won't let you see this through, 'cause there's nothing that's as rare as you. Say not today, better name, send the demons on their way. Hear me say, don't quit, now let's dance upon this bridge. Please don't take your life, don't you know you're cosmic Tanzanite? I won't let you see this through, 'cause there's nothing that's as rare
Come on. So much joy in that video. It makes me emotional. And it was during COVID that we obviously put it together. And there were people who were, obviously it was a very dark time, and people, who were suicidal and things like that. And just that message of hope and life and color and joy coming out. And I just want to say, I don't know who's in this crowd right now. I don't know who's watching online, but maybe there's something here for you. Maybe there's something here where you're just not where there are those temptations and those thoughts, those dark thoughts to maybe end it and things like that. And I just want to say, you are cosmic Tanzanite. You are worth so much. You are worth so much, and God loves you so much, and people love you so much. And don't lose that. Don't miss that. And I just love that line of, instead of jumping off a bridge, let's dance upon the bridge. Let's dance together. Such a powerful piece. And so just a little, I just thought it would be fun just to show a little video that we put together. And it was also the first time that we were starting to catch eyes. Hey, Liz? And I think George also picked up, because when I sent the footage back, he's like, there's quite a lot of footage of, there's quite a lot of clips of Liz dancing. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know why. So creativity is close to our hearts, is close to our pastors' hearts, and it should be close to our hearts as a church. But I just want to explain a bit. So let's go back to the description a sec. So it says here, we reflect the Creator by embracing and expressing creativity. So we reflect the Creator. Let me just go through what that means, where that's come from. So starting right at the beginning, Genesis. Let's go. Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. God saw the light was good. It was good. So right at the beginning of time, God creates the heavens and the earth. God then goes on to create earth, water, sea, animals, everything. And he says, it is good. It is good. Let's carry on. So jumping 1:26. Then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness. That's mind-blowing. So God, who just created the heavens and the earth, just throw in mountains out there and the sand and the sea and animals and everything, and then says, okay, now let's make man in our image, in our image. And Genesis 2:15, so then God then creates man, creates him from the dust, breathes life into him. Then it says, the Lord took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. To work it and take care of it. So the Garden of Eden, this beautiful garden that God has created, and then he entrusts man and says, okay, I'm going to put you there, and you're going to take care of it. You're going to create as well. You're going to build. You're going to grow things. You're going to take care of this beautiful, good thing that I have placed there. So that's why in that DNA it says we reflect the Creator when we're creative, because we're made in his image. He's the Creator. We're made in his image. So when we create, we're actually reflecting part of who he is. When we're creative and when we do things like that. So just off the back of this, we are called to keep Eden alive. We're called to keep Eden alive. So in your world, how are you keeping Eden alive? The beauty of God's creation, the goodness, the hope, the life, the joy. How are you keeping it alive? And we are called to multiply goodness. It is good. It was good. And then God says, okay, now get into the garden and work at it, create it, make it. We're called as believers to multiply that goodness. And I just think I'm just going to blast through these, but I just want to make the point of creativity is so much more than, oh yeah, so-and-so did a dance and it was a little bit creative. It's so much bigger and broader. Let's just blast through some of these biblical examples of different creatives and creative moments. So Noah, building an ark that led to redemption. He's creative. He built this flipping ark, a massive ark. Okay, next one. Joshua, marching in praise, led to victory. The walls of Jericho came down as they shouted and they praised and they sounded the trumpets, and the walls came down, and it meant victory. Paul and Silas, they were thrown into prison, and then they had defiant worship in that moment, which led to chains breaking, the prison doors opening, and they walked out. Their creativity, their praise to God led to freedom. King David, writing divine poetry that has led to eternal impact. Sean even mentioned one of the Psalms earlier. It's like we're still talking about it today because it's so much deeper than a few writings. It's God-inspired creativity. Jesus, mentioned him earlier, the best storyteller ever. Relevant parables that led to heavenly revelation. I mean, Jesus was a carpenter as well. He also knew what it meant to build and create and do things and create things. And just even the way he did miracles was so amazing. But I just want to touch on this in Exodus 31, verses 2 to 5. This is a moment now where this is actually the first recorded in the Bible person that was filled with the Holy Spirit, filled with the Spirit of God. Crazy. So let's have a look here. See, I have chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, with understanding, with knowledge, and with all kinds of skills to make artistic designs for work in gold, silver, and bronze, to cut and set stones, to work in wood, and to engage in all kinds of crafts. Again, guys, this isn't just about a little craft workshop. God wants to fill you up and send you out to create and bring Eden to life in our world. There's something really powerful about this, something about that creative heart and that creative spirit for us. So, you might be like, what does this mean for me today, though? And so I just want to say calling versus ability. Let's just touch on this. For some of us, I would say you've got a call of creativity upon your life. You are a creative. There's something about you. It's just very natural for you, and there's something about creativity on your life. But I also want to say that for all of us, there is an ability of creativity. Someone's going, oh, no, I'm not creative. Oh, it's not me. It's like, actually, it's in all of us because we are made in the image of the Creator. You can't argue with that. And actually, I would go as far to say as it's low-key offensive to God when you're like, I'm not creative, oh, I'm not creative. It's like, yeah, you might not be able to sing, and I'm sure people can vouch for that. But there's something creative about you. There's something that you can create and you can do. So we reflect the Creator by embracing and expressing creativity. But the color of our lives becoming a revolt against the mundane and ordinary. How do you do that? By being creative, by doing something new. So what are some practical things? If this is for you, like, oh, I'm not a super creative person, there's still something for you today. So let's look at just a quick list of things that could be for you with this ability to be able to be creative. Cooking. Hopefully you're a good cook. If not, get better. But make some meals. Try things. Do it. But there's something about cooking and trying it and creating. Romance. Maybe you've been married a long time and you're doing the same thing, your date night is shriveled up and it's non-existent. And it's like, do something, go out, romance each other, buy some flowers, get creative. It doesn't have to cost you a penny sometimes. Parenting. I had some very creative parents, as you know. We had, but even you, like, my mom and dad made such amazing memories for us, and we went on adventures. We did creative things. We even have those endurance tests that you can read about in the Firestarters book. But I'm one of 5 boys, and we have these endurance tests where we'd be in competition with each other. Okay, who can hold their face in this ice-cold pool of water for the longest, and who can, do all these different things. And it was just such good fun, and it was creative. It was creative parenting that just made memories for us, and we were, and it was great when I beat my older brothers at different things. I was like, take that. Come on. So storytelling, maybe you're a great storyteller, you're good at hosting, thinking of ideas, but also I would even say, if you've never written before, why not try it? Write, start journaling, do some different things, sketch, sing, dance. Again, you might not be good at it, but do it. Because there's something about when we do these things, we're connecting with God in that way. Build something, grow something, get in the garden, make people laugh. There's so many ways that we can be creative and bring that color into our worlds. Because when you create and it is good, God is glorified. And I would say, let me just pause a sec, because you're like, you just said sing, I'm not a singer. But what I'm saying is, God created the world and he said, it is good. It is good. And there's something about that word good that actually it's about like just like purity and goodness and something good. He's not saying, oh, that's so great and amazing. It's like, no, it's good. And when you sing, if there's something pure of heart in it, that it's good and it glorifies God. When you worship to that Upstream album in the car, and you might not hit every note, but God says, that is good and it brings me glory. Come on. When you parent your kids that way and you bring that creativity, it's good. There's something pure about that and it gives God glory. But also, when you do those things, it breathes life to your soul. Creativity breathes life to your soul and to others. So creativity breathes life to your soul. When you create and you engage, maybe for some of you, you're just in one of those jobs that are just that office job and you get home and you're tired and it's just like you're in this cycle. But when you step out and you create and you do something at home and it breathes life into your soul. Come on. So we reflect the Creator by embracing. Let me jump to this underlined bit. We communicate the gospel with the life and vibrancy in which it was intended. Now, I'm a big fan of C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien and these amazing Christians who wrote these incredible stories. And C.S. Lewis wrote Narnia. For people who didn't know, C.S. Lewis wrote Narnia. One of those is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is this incredible picture of the gospel. If you didn't know, the White Witch is the enemy, is the devil. And then we've got Aslan, who is Jesus. Aslan is Jesus, and he lays his life down and he sacrifices his life for the humans because they make a mistake and they mess up and they're owed to the witch. And he says, I'll take their place and I'll give my life. And he lays himself down, and this lion has his head shaved and his beautiful mane, and he just turns over and he says, you know, they put a muzzle on, in the book, they put a muzzle on his mouth and they shave his mane. It's just this amazing picture, and it was so revolutionary for its time. But I just want to read this quote from C.S. Lewis where he talks about faith and the gospel in relation to his idea around doing Narnia. The whole subject was associated with lowered voices. We're talking about faith and the gospel, and it was all very religious and serious back then. The whole subject was associated with lowered voices, almost as if it was something medical. But supposing that by casting all these things into an imaginary world, stripping them of their stained glass and Sunday school associations, which I'm sure wouldn't be like Sunday school today, it's lit today, but back then, one could make them for the first time appear in their real potency. Could one not thus steal past those watchful dragons? I thought one could. And he goes on to then write Narnia, and it's this profound thing. And he was actually such a theologian and a scholar, and he was so smart, but he knew the value of creativity. That there was something about creativity that when you've got all these arguments and these things that he wrote, actually there's something about the creativity going undercover with it. And so I just want to touch on this bit here where he says, steal past the watchful dragons. Steal past the watchful dragons. And I believe that creativity is like a Trojan horse for the church. That we can go undercover with creativity, even like that song that we played around hope and life, that we can steal past the watchful dragons, the spirit of the enemy that would want to crush things and crush the voice of the gospel. We can actually bring it with stories. You can bring it with songs. You can bring it through podcasts. You can bring it in different ways, in different areas, through social media. You can bring stuff that will steal past the watchful dragons and get this message of the gospel into the hearts of people, the message of life and hope and goodness. And I want to implore us today, for people who are creators, this is your calling. Steal past the watchful dragons. Find ways to do so, because creativity bypasses the mind and goes straight to the heart. It goes straight to the heart. There's something about it that just steals right past those watchful dragons and hits to the heart. So let's enter into the dark places in our world and plant seeds of hope. Let's send lights into those dark places, because there's so much creativity out there, right? There's so much, but it's so dark. So much of it is so dark and so evil. And let's be ones that, like creators, this is a call on you today. I'm going to blast through, because I know we've not got much time, so I'm going to blast through just some quick tips, some quick thoughts for people who are creatives. You feel like, yeah, this is part of who I am. Okay, the first one is, be careful too. Make sure you create over consuming. Our world is so set up to consume today. We are just on that doom scroll, and we fill every moment with just consuming and taking it all in. Make sure you're someone who creates more than consumes. Okay, next one. Welcome boredom. Interesting. Welcome boredom. But we used to live in a time where you get the bus somewhere and you just sit on the bus and look out the window. Now, every single moment that we have to ourselves, we're looking, messaging, catching up on messages, or looking on social media. We can't seem to just let space and boredom just happen. But it's in that space that God speaks and that ideas come and that things happen. And we need to welcome boredom more. Go for a walk and leave your phone at home and just wander and walk and let God speak. Okay, man-made over AI. AI has its place. I'm not hating completely on AI. But there's something about it being man-made. Do man-made things, create things, because it's a soul work. It's a soul work. Don't rely on it. The more we rely on it, it's going to take creativity it's going to take that muscle from you, and you're going to get weaker in creativity if you keep relying on it. Okay, next one. Use what's in your hands. Moses had the staff, and God's like, I'll use that to part the seas. You know, you've got the boy with the loaves and fishes, and he brought it to Jesus. So often for us creators, we go, when I have the time, when I have the equipment, when I have that camera, when I have this thing, actually use your phone and make a video. You know, use that time. Use the time that you do have. Use what's already in your hands. And as I was praying for this message, I really felt like there were creatives in the room that needed to hear this, and God's put it on your heart. And so just ask my lovely assistant to bring these a sec. And I have this picture, this image. I have this image of, oh gosh, they're breaking. So I have this image of these glass bottles on a shelf, and they were dusty and left on the shelf, left on the side. And actually God said that these are dreams. These are dreams from different people, dreams from different creatives, that there are books here, there are podcasts here, there are songs yet to be written, there are things here, creative things that have just been left on the shelf. That there are things that have been spoken over you. Maybe you've had prophetic words of these great things that God is calling you to do, to build, to create, and you just don't have the time, or it's been busy, or you keep getting distracted, or there's things going on. And God is reminding you today, take these, take them back, claim them, take them off the shelf, dust them off, and bring them back to God and say, God, I know you're calling me to steal past those watchful dragons. To create that good thing that's going to give you glory. And as I was praying more into it, I felt like there were some people in the room where you need a breakthrough, where you actually have a dream. You know what it is. You've got the vision for it. Maybe you've written the first draft of it. I don't know what it is. You've got this song in your head, in your heart. But it's almost like every time you take it off and you get inspired and excited about it, something just keeps taking it out of your hands and putting it back. And you find yourself back in the busyness. You go, oh, that dream again, that dream, that thing. And God is saying, grab hold of it. And the DNA, it says warrior poet, because there's a fight for it. You need to be a warrior with it. You need to fight for these things, because they could really change things in our world and our society if we really grab hold of it. They could lead to people's salvation. They could lead to change in people's lives. So there is a fight for it for that reason, because the enemy doesn't want you to grab hold of this, but God does. And today, grab hold of it. Don't let things distract you. So for some of you, there needs to be a breakthrough where you've hit that writer's block, or I don't know what it is, and there needs to be a breakthrough in Jesus' name today. But for other people, you actually, you know you are creative. You're like, yeah, I love creativity, and I am creative, and it's something that's in me, something that I know God's called me for. But you've not even touched the surface of it. You've not touched the surface of it. That there's so much more in you There is so much more for you, and there's so much more for others through your creativity. And God is saying today, calling creatives, there is more for you. There are more dreams on the shelf, more ideas, more creative callings, more things there. And I want to say, creators, I want to shake you up today. And maybe you're like, oh yeah, I like a bit of drawing and design. No, think bigger. Dream bigger. We have the God of the universe, and we're made in his image. Dream bigger than what you're dreaming. Let there be an overflow in your life with that. And so I want to pray for anyone that connects to right now. Whether you need that breakthrough, you've been wrestling and fighting for the breakthrough in that creative project or that thing, and you get frustrated with it, or whether you're like, you know what, I just know that there's more creativity in me that needs to come out. And I want to pray today for an outpouring over you, if that's for you.